Hi, Theo!
Hi.
Hi, Theo. Loving the hat.
Thank you. I was just sat there thinking, oh my God, I was at the wrong time.
Welcome to the Uncut. So nice to have you here. You're looking fly with the black hat on.
I do try. I do try. Hope you're all well, by the way.
Yeah, we're good, thanks.
So Theo, tell us a little bit about yourself, because clearly we are from Rise and Fall and you're from the Traitors. We would love to know a little bit about you, what you do, and how you felt during the show.
So a bit about myself is I am a young 27 from Yorkshire, born and bred in Leeds. I have been a cheerleader since the age of 17. Absolutely love it. Own my own non-for-profit all-star cheerleading club. Go all over the country competing and throwing people around. But also my passion is to be a performer, a presenter. So dabble in a bit of TV now and then. It started back in 2021, I think it was. Oh, no idea. I was on Blank to Blank Christmas special. Absolutely aced the show, but I flaked the last question and lost some money. Oh well. Then moved on to Steph's Packed Lunch, which I was a lunch mate. It's like a chat show. And I was like, I want to be in her seat. I don't want to be no background character. So then I applied for the Traitors, and lo and behold, to this day, we're here now. And just like, oh,
wow. The Traitors, like when it came about and you kind of walked in, right? And I think you guys had to get into that lineup. Like, how were you feeling? Because I know how me and Connor and a lot of us were feeling a Rise and Fall in the mixer. It's fucking nerve-wracking, man. You're like, oh my God, you're finally getting to see everyone because we've never seen anyone before. How did you feel in that specific moment?
I think for us, because we kind of met briefly on the train. So, but saying that, we didn't really meet people because we're all sat in our own little fours. So we're all a bit like, oh, look at that guy over there. Look at that silver fox over there. Oh, look at that guy over there. That's you, Kieran. It was a bit surreal. But I think the moment we got out the Range Rovers and we stood in front of the castle, that's when it kind of sunk in a little bit more. And we were all just like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And then off came. Can't get my words out. Jesus Christ, it's been a long day. The sunbed's got to my head. Out toddled Claudia with her little shoes on, a tweed number, and we all just looked at each other thinking, oh God, this is going to be crazy. And it just kind of sunk in then that we were all on a game show. And then off the pop, Amos and Kieran, and that's when it got real. That's when the game began for me, because I was like, oh, just been off. We're not here. It's not best friends Traitors, it's named Traitors for a reason. So yeah, it kind of sunk in then for me.
That's what I said to you, Ramona. That's why I didn't go into the lift first, didn't I? I said to you, I watched the Traitors. There was no way I was going in that lift. I thought they were going to eliminate the whole six. Thought they were gone. Because I knew how bad the Traitors were. Because they said people can go at any point and people can come in. So I thought they thought, well, you're no leaders for putting yourself in the lift. See ya, off you all go, six more come in. And because, Rise and Fall was, even after that moment, it was very chaotic. You came back, I came back. I was out in between like 10 minutes and I was back on the show again, I just did not know what to expect. So you just don't know with these shows, do you?
I am trained. I am a trained person. I know what I can say.
Don't worry about him. He's fully trained. Don't worry about that.
Fully vetted.
So I have a question for you. Obviously, the biggest part that I remember from the Traitors was obviously when Amanda said that you were the most trustworthy, and then boom, she voted you out. How did you feel in that moment? Because watching it, I remember sitting there like, oh my gosh, she blew her cover, but at the same time, like, she's just thrown poor Theo under the bus. Because I thought, she would keep, obviously, friends, but obviously she had to save herself. But how did you feel in that moment when, obviously, Amanda switched on you within 12 hours?
I think you see on my face when I'm on the round table, I'm just thinking, you bitch. My face just completely changed. I'm like, what? I'm joking. I love her, really.
Yeah.
I think for me in that moment, that was a massive shock, because you couldn't trust anybody in that. For that moment, I was like, what? But I'm a massive believer in everything happens for a reason, and she got her comeuppance the next day. So I'm 100% believing everything happens for a reason, because she was off. Hannah, I think a couple of us picked up that at 1 minute I was faithful. at a dinner party where I sobbed my eyes out, and then the next minute on a round table, she got
The
rid of
night
me.
after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Night before was the nice, lovely dinner party we all had. Hello, Theo. Anyway, how are you, handsome?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good to
Good to
see
see
you.
your face.
I'm all good. Yeah, it was such a shock because that dinner party was not, there was some lovely moments during that dinner party, and like Theo had a nice bit. Like Amos called me his brother. Daddy was Theo's dad, and then that's what was quite shocked because the next day I think things turned really quickly in that show, really quickly. But going back to the beginning when we were lining up when I first met Theo. When you meet people, sometimes you just have a quick glance or a little smile and stuff like that. And I think quite a few of us like made quite a connection quite quickly. And he was one of the people you could just tell personality wise. You can tell a lot within a couple of minutes of meeting people, body language, how they act. So that lineup was all friendly, obviously, until I departed. But yeah, it was half of the stuff you don't see on there, obviously, because of the edit. But we all had really strong bonds. That's why people said, "Oh, why are people getting so emotional?" Like, you have no idea. Like, remember, we didn't know anything else for that amount of time. All we knew was each other, and all we had was each other. And within that process was worrying, would someone stab you in the back, or can you trust them? So it was a absolute roller coaster of emotions that I've never experienced, and I don't really want to experience again, to be honest with you.
I think it was quite deliberate the way they put us on the carriage, Theo, on the train, because you were, like you said, you weren't with more than 4. There was 3 or 4 of us in a group. And what happened because of that, you then kind of stuck to those people. Because I remember Elisa was sat next to me the whole of that carriage journey, and Aaron. So I became very close to Aaron and Elisa because they were the first people that I met. And I didn't really get to know you in the house, really, Theo, did I? We've probably got more friendly since Traitors.
Yeah. I think I hardly spent any time with you in there, apart from obviously the day we were both lovely, had that off-camera moment.
That was
so
lovely.
That was lovely.
And that was the true, because we were being ourselves that day, because we were both eliminated. We went. Theo went at the banishment. He went at the banishment, and I was murdered the same night. And that was just after the dinner party, like you said, Karen. And that was all planned, wasn't it? And that was a strange.
That was lovely. That dinner party is one of my highlights from the show. But we all knew, like say, with the little bit of bliss that we had and a nice little moment together, we always knew that something would change the nice bit. It's the Traitors after all. So, but that was, forget about the end bit with Maddie. But yeah, that dinner table was dinner party was special. I enjoyed that. It was a nice moment for a lot of people. So,
what was your best bit, Theo, for you? What was the most memorable thing in the Traitors for you? I know you had that downside, but
I think he said he was meeting me, if I recall. I remember him saying to it.
Don't flatter yourself, Kieran. Don't flatter yourself. I'm joking.
I'll tell you 2 interesting facts about Theo in a minute as well.
It's quite hard. It's quite hard to choose, Faith, to be fair. I think the whole experience in itself is just a highlight in my life. I'm never gonna forget what the people, you guys that I've met, everybody within the show. Everything about that show changed me as a person, and I grew to love myself more and learn more about myself and what I'm capable of. So every part of that whole roller coaster I loved. I think a standout moment was when they kept that speech in about acceptance as a gay man and stuff like that. That was a tough moment for me. That should be up for a BAFTA. That was emotional. Sorry, just a bit jealous of Kieran's BAFTA. Well done, by the way. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I think every moment was a standout moment. From you guys to every little detail, from getting up and just everything. I just cannot pinpoint anything from that show. It was an absolute phenomenal. I can't. Oh my God, I need to start again. I need a wine. It was an absolutely phenomenal experience.
Really good friendship with Claire, and I really loved watching you two. And it actually broke my heart when obviously Claire went, because that really affected you. And it felt like everyone you was getting close to were just either getting murdered, banished, or they turned on you.
Yeah. No, I think Claire was in it that too, she would have been unstoppable. I think Amanda did the right thing there. She knew she would have been a threat, and I think if she was still in, we would have been unstoppable. Like literally was inseparable. But I'm actually seeing Claire this Friday. We've got a bottomless brunch booked because she only lives like 30 minutes up the road from me. So we're going to go out this Friday, have a good catch up, and just have a good natter and get a bit drunk. But yeah, I felt like everybody I got close to was like, I was just like making friends and then didn't go. I was like, oh God, bye.
Ruthless. It was really ruthless to watch, but I loved the whole show. I think that's one of the reasons that inspired me for Rise and Fall, as I've told Kieran and Faye.
The dinner party we had, me and Theo both shared that same moment on social media, and the amount my brother's gay, I've got 3 gay cousins, the amount of messages that I had, and same as Theo on that, because the show just had all emotions, it had all walks of life, it had all characters, all backgrounds, but it was a touching moment, and we got a lot of comments about that. It was lovely because it takes a lot to say that, especially in that circumstance, and you were bang on with the speech as well. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes people need reminding that there's still a lot of work to do on that front. It is hard, 100%. and it's better, but there's still a long way to go. So but I think with people nowadays and being honest and open and speaking about stuff like that, it has turned a corner massively. I think there's always going to be negative people out there, but we give 0 fucks about them, really, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
So, 100%.
Anyway, 2 interesting facts about Theo. 1, he can backflip.
No way.
I've seen that.
He's 6'3", he can backflip.
Do it.
I can't do it in my house. I'm 6'3". I'm sat down. I can still touch the ceiling.
Take the camera outside. And do it.
No, I can't.
I dare you.
I can't.
He did it at a competition. I saw it at a competition. Yeah.
Wow.
Videos, but yeah, if I do it now, I'll probably break my neck.
Is that the rewards behind you? Like all of them awards there?
Yeah, some of them trophies are just a couple of first place there, a couple of second, couple of thirds.
Couple of first place.
just a couple.
Oh, just a couple.
This old thing. This old thing behind me. The second interesting fact is that Theo can push barrels up a hill without using his hands.
How the hell does he do that?
A third leg.
Yeah, basically. He's had Barukas on that before.
I am so buzzing, right? Because we were me and Kieran were pushing a barrel, and he's like, it stinks like shit. And I was like, yeah, I've just started. And I'm so glad they cut that. Well, I've told you all now, but I was literally blowing through my ass, quite literally.
Do you want me to cut that out here?
Oh, no, definitely not. What you see is what you get.
Dun. That's getting tattooed.
I know. I'm going to get that tattooed.
That barrel challenge was the hardest for me. That was physically the most draining by far. Plus, remember when I went swimming when I went over. I was the only one that went into the water when we crossed the river, and then Theo decided to point that out as well. Thanks. And I wore cream trousers, cream tracksuit bottoms for that day as well. I had the harness up the crack of my arse as well. I was just winning that day.
It was definitely a look for you. 100%.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was like a Scottish Baywatch.
So Theo, how's life since you've been out, man? Like, how is it going? Is there a lot of people recognizing you? Are you focusing more on reality TV? Where's your journey taking you?
It's been surreal, to be fair. I can't even go to Aldi for a loaf of bread. People recognize me everywhere. And none of us expected the show to be as big as it is now. And I think it's still climbing. It's still going. We're global now, which is unreal. We've just been, what would you say, published? Is it published? No idea. I guess, we're in Canada now as well. So as long as you...
And New Zealand.
USA, exactly. So each day we're growing in multiple countries. It's still growing in the UK. People are like, oh, I've just finished the Traitors. I'm like, are you all right, honey? It was filmed way back when. It was on TV in November. We're halfway through the year now. Anyway, but yeah, life's been crazy. I've got management now, which is the lovely. She looks after me. But we're working with Viaduct, which is quite a big gay bar in Leeds. We've got something exciting coming on the 1st of June. That's going to be massive. And we're just kind of, my goal is to get more queer heritage centers on TV. There's not enough representation on TV. I know it's getting better, but it shouldn't take Alison Hammond 10 years to get on this morning sofa. Why has it took her 10 years to get on that sofa? And I'm here to cause uproar. I'm here to make a difference and to show people that you can come from any background, any ethnicity, any sexuality, you can be successful. And I think that's kind of echoed, my management echoed that as well for me. And the opportunities that I'm getting now are just, I've gone from worrying about working to now getting loads of brands wanting to work with me and loads of bits and bobs coming up. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. The spots on my face is due to stress, but it's good.
Theo, is that hat a branded hat? Is it, or did they ask you to put that on?
This is ASOS, darling. It's an ASOS special. But it's gone from 0 to 100, and I'm appreciating every moment. I think for all of us in the Traitors, the good thing about us, if one of us has got an event, we'll message each other and stuff like that. But it's just, I think the biggest thing I've done so far is the Pantomime Awards. I was like meters away from Sir Ian McKellen. You shall not pass. I was like, I shall pass. I want a photo.
Gaydio Awards was good as well. That was an amazing.
Oh yeah, the Gaydio was
the
one for me. It was fantastic. Yeah,
we've all got. I think we've got to look forward to a lot of award ceremonies inviting us as well, because obviously I don't think we'll probably the top 5 of the Traitors will get to go to BAFTAs.
No, we've been told no one's going, so no one's going. So gutted. But,
I thought you lot were going.
No.
Even though you guys are up for an award.
No.
Oh
no.
Yeah, but they're giving 100 tickets away to the
public. Yeah. So I've entered the competition, so hopefully I'll win.
Well, to win one of those tickets.
Yeah.
You're up for an award, but you'll be sat at the back row of there, just waiting on the pillow. For me, I think this week I come from a similar background to a lot of people, really. Single parent family, council estate, no qualification. I've heard some comments going, "Oh, Kieran's really middle class." I was like, Jesus Christ, you couldn't be further from the truth. I used to have hand-me-down clothes from my brother. I used to have trousers my mum used to buy too long, and then I'd turn them down. So this week for me to be even being nominated is it's a massive I'll never forget this. It's massive for me. The show's been nominated, and every single person, cast, crew, runners, deserve that win. But this week's been quite surreal. When they're doing the videos, they show the Queen and then they show the parting gift. So I'm over the moon this week. I'm so proud of what all the cast done. And it's been an absolute pleasure to meet every single one in there. And like I say, we will never forget what we all achieved on our similar to you guys. We're the OGs. We never forget it. So we call it trauma bond. That's what it is. Trauma bond for life. So I'm very proud. I'm very proud to have shared that experience with amazing people. So I'm very humbled and honoured. So, and I think it's a start for a lot of people. I think Theo, he's got a lot to offer. I think he's got what you didn't see on there with a lot of us was sense of humour. And there's one thing that we've got is a wicked sense of humour. So half the stuff you couldn't even see, but we found that out when we went to Centre Parks for the weekend. So that was interesting.
Everyone has a great personality on Rise and Fall. They really casted well. And I think for the Traitors, they did exactly the same. They casted right? They got the right people to be put together. But the problem with you guys is that we got to communicate with each other. We got to sleep together, and we got to know who we might not like and who we can bond with. And you guys, I guess, had that missing.
But that was in one way, it's probably a good thing, because after the show is when we all could meet up and not worried about someone stabbing you in the back or lying to you. We could just have fun, enjoy ourselves. So it was that was then and this is now. So it was it could have went completely the other way. We could have come out of there hating people and stuff like that. But like you said, the casting people deserve a pay rise, because they've smashed it on both shows. I think they
absolutely
a credit to Studio Lambert massively. So
Theo, for some people out there who maybe do a bit of TV work and who are, you know, in the creative space and who are trying to be with an agent, you just said you've just been signed and you're getting a lot of deals and really, you know, cool things that are taking you to your right direction. What kind of advice do you have for anyone who wants to go into the creative platform and the creative journey like you are?
I think the first thing is you've got to put yourself out there, and you've got to understand yourself that once you do this, there's no going back. Honestly, especially with like the big shows like Love Island, once you put yourself on that platform, there's no going back. It's literally, you've got to think of how you hold yourself in the public eye and stuff like that. I think for all of us cast for the Traitors and you guys, we're all pretty genuine people anyway, so we've not got that to worry about. But I think it's not to panic. In this industry, things don't happen overnight. See, I left my job, went on the Traitors, and then had some money spent like savings just to try and tie me over. But come Christmas, when the show finished, I was like expected things to be like go, and it wasn't, and I panicked. And it's graft. It's real hard grafts. As much as brands and management will reach out to you, you also have to graft and reach out to management, because some management companies like, what can you offer to our management? Why do you want to be with us? And some will come to you on the doorstep, and then people are just half-assed and not really in the industry. They just want your name on their books. So it's a tough industry, and I've always said, like to my sister, to my mum and stuff like that, I'm in it for the long run. I don't want that fast fame. I don't want that quick meet and greet. Like, I want to be in it for the long run. That's when I sat down. I've actually had 2 managers since I've come out. The first one was just all talk, no do. And then the second one, who I'm with now, she is absolutely phenomenal. I sat down, looked her in the eye, told her what I wanted, and she was like, we're going to do that. We're in it for the longer. Ugh. Jesus Christ, somebody get me that wine. We're in it for the long run. And I think for me as well, it don't come overnight, so I've got to be able to put myself on social media and show people my personality on that platform as well. But any advice to people out there is literally just you've got to be a grafter. You have to be a grafter. Things are not going to come to you in this industry. One, as well, it's full of sharks, and second of all, you need to be like the biggest of the big. Like, a lot of people always ask me as well, are you going to move to London? I was like, hell no. If I move to London, I'm in a bigger pond. I'm with bigger like names. If I stay in Yorkshire, build my own kind of my net worth. But yeah, it's graft. People just need to know that it's hard work. Things don't come overnight, and you might have every 10 setbacks, you'll get 1 positive. And if you can deal with that, you're for the industry. So, I mean, every no, I think for me, a no is an opportunity. It's not. It's not an end game.
You need no's in life. You need them.
100%.
And you need rejection. It molds you. So
yeah,
I've had million no's, man. Yeah, me too, man. Like million no's in business, mainly not in like the creative field or performance, but there's so many no's you go through, and I'm like, that's a closer step to a yes. Whoever that might be, someone's going to end up saying yes, whether it's an investment to what my idea is or whatever it is I'm doing. And I think you have the right mindset, Theo. You literally need to keep going and do what you believe in, and make sure you go and stay true to yourself, and no matter what job comes along. 100%. You know,
it's tough as well for us because the show is so big. A lot of other like producers and stuff like that don't want to work with us yet because the show's still on an incline, which is good for us, but for my career, I want to be on I'm a Celebrity, get me out of it. I want to be on Dancing on Ice, but they won't touch us because we're still on this incline. We're still growing, so I'm not going to be on a show like that for another like 3 years because of how big the show is.
You'd have to be really careful on Dancing on Ice, Theo, for obvious reasons.
I'd be skating on my 3rd leg.
You'd have a little ice skate attached to it.
But people, do you know that Theo's got a lovely voice as well? He sings as well.
Oh my God, Theo, you got to drop some of your voice right now.
He has. Theo, can you remember the day that Maddie, you and me were together?
Yeah, we was.
And we did all those musicals in the Red Room. It was the Red Room, wasn't it?
We was in the Red Room, and it's quite a that's probably only one of the mornings where I felt so calm and relaxed. It was just me, Faye and Maddie, and we literally, the acoustics in this bathroom was phenomenal. Faye can sing as well, just saying.
I'm a rapper.
We let loose. But I'm not going to sing now because I've
Aw.
got
He's
friends
got
down
a
there.
gorgeous voice. Honestly, a
I have-
cappella.
I've got videos
Ooh.
all over social, and I'm actually going to a recording studio next week to get some more songs out there.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put it
Yeah,
out
you
there.
need to do it. I think that's, to me, I know you want to be a presenter and do all, but for me, I'd be looking at getting a record out there, personally.
Imagine. I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, Kieran's the person you need to speak to. He's got all these contacts.
I can play the triangle if anyone's interested.
Kieran, ding.
I always say, what you see is what you get. But that was never in the edit.
Perfect.
Would you rather
I
have been a
think-
graft or a ruler if you were doing right?
A ruler. Because
I thought you'd smash both, to be fair. I think you'd have grafted and then worked your way. I think you would have been all right.
yeah. I've always said this with Traitors, I would have liked to have started as a faithful and then we get recruited. So same as Rise and Fall, start as a grafter and then work my way up. But
definitely.
yeah.
You look good in the ruler's outfits.
Thank you. I really want one of them capes, so much so that I bought a green one from Amazon, but it's not the same. On
Lovely
social
to meet
media.
you.
But
Speak
lovely
to you
to
soon,
meet you.
Theo.
Yes.
Good luck
Night
with
out.
everything.
Thank you, you guys too as well, and we all need a night out.
We
On the
do.
studio.
We do.
I'll bring the triangle.
Ding.
Good night, God bless.
Bye.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.